Obesity stole my personality. It stole my joy. It stole my confidence. Being fat stole my life. 1 pound at a time, 1 decade at a time, it took away some of the things I held nearest and dearest, things that may sound unimportant to others were my passions. Hi, this is Elisa, and this is Food Noise Be Gone, episode 10. I have lost almost 100 pounds, somewhere between 95 and 97 pounds so far. I have been on a GLP-1 since February of 2025. It's currently March of 2026. I've been on this particular journey for just over a year, starting on my birthday in January of 2025, working with a coach, and eventually the next month starting on medication. I am on Zepbound. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have questions about your healthcare, I am not a doctor. Please contact your healthcare providers, whoever you work with, a counselor, a nutritionist, a dietitian. Please consult with a professional about any concerns you may have. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment. Hopefully anything we share here can be useful, can be inspirational, can help answer questions. Being in a body that was too large took things away from me, took the very heart of what made me me away, year by year, pound by pound, era by era, without me even realizing it. I didn't even realize the things were gone. GLP-1s and weight loss helped me reclaim my joy, helped me reclaim my passions. So I'm going to talk today about what being overweight, what being fat, what being obese stole from me without me even realizing it. It wasn't until a couple weeks ago when I was walking down the Fremont in Las Vegas, dancing to Shakira, that I realized I felt comfortable again in my body, moving my body to music. Dance was something I grew up. I took jazz classes. I did recitals. I was on dance team. I was an officer in high school. I've just recently fit back into my skirt. I will eventually do a reel on Instagram with some version of that uniform and my Letterman's jacket. All of that is to say, the last time I danced was a dance class freshman year in college. After that, not once, I stopped. It was done. Once I got to a certain weight, I was no longer comfortable moving in my body in public. I didn't even realize. I just refused to dance at weddings. I just no longer danced. I grew up self-choreographing little dances for family growing up. I loved dance. I have not danced in over 30 years. I believe I did a dance at my wedding, but beyond that, nope, didn't do it. Last time was in my early 20s, probably that dance class, and then when I graduated from college, coaching a dance team. That was it. By my mid-20s, once we got to my mid-20s, dance was a thing of the past, and it wasn't until recently that I realized why. So actually, the breaking point for me, the rock bottom, if you will, was another passion of mine, and that is photography. One of the things I love to do and did for quite a while just over a dozen years ago is I like to photograph music shows, concerts. I'm pretty decent at it. I did it for a few years between 2009 and 2012. About last year, I've recently picked up my camera again for that purpose beyond just taking pictures on vacation. A friend, a colleague, a work friend, I has a band, and I've gone out to photograph their shows pretty regularly. In fact, that same friend and her brother wrote the theme song for this show. So, out photographing their shows in 2024, I was having a hard time getting up and down, kneeling down, and then getting back up with my camera and my camera bag. And it was at that point, I think in the fall of 2024, after I'd had lung surgery, I had known I needed to lose weight for several years. I knew it was getting, we were over 250 pounds, like 270 pounds. I knew I needed to lose weight, but that was the tipping point. Literally, I felt like I was going to fall over and that if I got down, I couldn't get back up. That was my rock bottom. That was my tipping point. I was no longer going to let something consciously, let alone all the unconscious things that's stolen. I was not going to let my weight and my size steal any more from me. That's when I knew I was going to pursue medical assistance, and in this case, a GLP-1 and medication. I understood that that was my breaking point. That was what made me decide that was something I needed to do. It helped make the decision very clear. But it wasn't until recently, until walking down the street in Fremont, that I realized that it had been stealing from me for years. That it had, and recently I've been rediscovering fashion. I have a degree in fashion. So I talk about things that had stolen from me. Stole dance, something I did through my entire youth into my early 20s. It was trying to steal photography from me, the ability to move. And I realized it kind of stolen fashion from me. I have a degree in fashion. Granted, I am a engineering manager now, but I work for a fashion retailer. I've always loved, I have too many clothes. I talk about wanting to look cute. I realized it's stolen high heels from me over the years. I thought I was just getting too old. I thought I'd broken my ankle about 9 years ago. But it's been longer than that. It's been closer to 13, 14 years. I just stopped wearing heels. They're on a beautiful rack in my office, in my spare room. And I'd started to get rid of some that just didn't fit. But it wasn't that I was too old. It wasn't that I broke my ankle. It was that I couldn't balance at the size I was at. It was that my feet had gotten too fat. They weren't comfortable. So I was too big. I was unstable. They didn't fit. It's still cute heels. I mean, I grew up in my 20s watching Sex and the City. Manolo Blahniks, stilettos. Wait, a girl likes her heels. Carrie Bradshaw, kind of my personal hero. I mean that in the most fun, not serious sense. We can't let, we shouldn't let size steal from us. It steals our health. I've mentioned having cancer twice. It's little, sometimes it's little bit by little bit, no longer wearing the cute Carrie Bradshaw heels, no longer dancing at weddings, no longer being able to kneel down and get up. It's still not just heels from me when it comes to fashion. I adopted fashion choices because of what they hid, because they hid the shape of my body. I thought I liked boho chic because flowy things hid the shape of my body. Turns out, size I am now, I'm about a size 10. I like fitted tops. I still like boho, edgy, chic, but I don't really like the big flowy things. Maybe I will again when I get to goal weight, when I no longer feel like it's making me look bigger than I actually am. But I had let my size dictate my style. That just feels so wrong in so many ways. I was compensating, I was compromising. Again, a girl that has a degree in fashion, I had let my size become my style. I had decided I was boho chic because that's what hid my size. I didn't dance in public because I didn't want anyone to see what my actual body looked like. I took my own selfies so that I could pretend that shot from an angle, that's what I looked like. A GLP-1 has given me that freedom back. So really, it's like I'm rediscovering who I am, rediscovering the passions, dancing in public, maybe taking a dance class, not being afraid to move, being confident in my body that I can move and shoot a show, to get up, no longer being feeling like I'm being held back by my body. That is, it's so freeing and liberating. There is joy in feeling comfort in who you are, in your body, feeling healthy, feeling confident. It is not a lack of body size positivity to simply not feel your best. And if I had not lost those things over the years, not I believe that was like at the heart of things that I was not happy about. I mean, I'm generally a pretty happy-go-lucky person. I'm not depressed. But I just hadn't realized how much I was compromising of myself, of who I was. Those fashion, dance, photography, those are three of the biggest passions I have in my life. Yes, I'm successful professionally. I'm an engineering manager. I'm not an engineer by trade, but I guess I have some technical savviness. I work hard. I'm ambitious, but my body had I had been hiding from who I was to the world, and I knew I needed to lose weight, but I didn't realize what I had been sacrificing until it was too much, until it was a step too far, until it was trying to take photography and what I really enjoyed doing from me explicitly. That's when I knew it was too much. And a GLP-1 has given me the freedom to finally lose the weight where yo-yo dieting and different fad diets did not. And if someone doesn't understand the difference between body positivity or understanding that actually needing help and seeking medical help is okay for both our physical and mental health, I don't know what to say. You joke about, being the fat girls have the personality. Now the fat girls are getting skinny, what's that gonna be? But actually, I think my personality is coming back. I think who I am, who I truly always was meant to be, is now emerging. My style is back. My movement is back. My confidence and capability is back. And I have to give credit. Yes, to myself. Yes, to my coaches. Yes, to my doctors. But a big part to the GLP-1. GLP-1 gives us back the freedom of being who we were always meant to be and who was fighting to come back out from under the weight, from under the fat. And we should embrace that. We should embrace the gift, embrace the tool, just embrace the change. And I wish everybody could understand. Everybody won't understand, and that's okay. Anyway, I hope if anyone is considering or unsure if they should do this, I want to share that it has, I think, given me back so much, and that I didn't even know I was missing, and certainly what I feel like I can do even more, that I could maybe achieve my first pull up in my entire life. So, not just get back what I had lost, but gain more. I feel like I can do more. I can be more active. I can do things I never did in my life, maybe really long hikes. I can be the active gym girl. I can be super strong. There is nothing holding me back. And I feel like it's given me not just back what I had lost, but given me possibility of things I'd never dreamed of. And I think that's pretty great. Anyway, that's really all I have this week. Those are just some deep thoughts, um, some joy reclaimed. And next week, I'll be giving a life update on some change in my medication, some updates about my health, and just some general news. And then I'm going to follow up with a little kind of fashion update. We'll talk through styling with your favorite AI assistant from me, ChatGPT. I know I've talked a lot about analyzing your health stats with ChatGPT, but a big recent bit for me is using them as my friendly little personal stylist, and how to pick the things that flatter you, find your new style, kind of your little friend in your pocket and your camera telling you what works, what doesn't, giving you ideas, kind of, reclaiming your fashion. So hopefully you'll join me in the coming weeks, and please drop a comment if you have any questions about starting a GLP-1, about significant weight loss, about obesity. I will post what I recommend in the show notes, as I usually do. My coach, my obesity medicine providers, others that I follow. I will be doing also an upcoming episode on all the different social media that I follow and why. Anyway, have a great week, and food noise be gone.